background, Lyon. I'm the chair of Sound Energy. I'm the petroleum engineer by background, but I've been involved in running oil and gas companies now for 40 years. I was asked to join Sound Energy as chairman back in 2020. The reason being the company was a pure exploration company that had tried to sell itself. So I was brought in as chair to restructure the company and convert it into an exploration, development and production company. And I'm pleased to say we're actually on production. Our wells are producing gas at the moment. We're finalising the commissioning of our plant in Morocco and the east of Morocco. I was asked quite shortly after becoming chairman to be the CEO as well. That's why we got involved with DRAX. We did a deal at the tail end of 2024, which brought in Mana Energy. That's a subsidiary of Managem, a big Moroccan-owned mining company, African mining company that's gone into the oil and gas world. And so Sound has moved now to being a non-operator in the east of Morocco, in Tendrara. After we did the transaction with Managem, that was in December 2024, in early 2025, we recognised we wanted to create a team that was going to take Sound to the next level. We'd stabilise the business, we'd finance the business for the next phase of the development, but what I wanted to do now is grow the company, bring some new assets into the company, and we also wanted to restructure our balance sheet. When it came to the two most important roles, the CEO and the CFO, it was clear that we needed to have a transparent process as a regulated business, but also to make sure we've tapped the wider market. What I was pleased about with DRAX is we tendered the process and DRAX won it from their skill set, etc. But Alex was in pole position because he knew what we were looking for and he knew the strategy right up front. Part of our challenge was to find a CFO in short order, and DRAX have an interim placement service, which was absolutely unbelievable, to be fair. On a Monday morning, I was introduced to them, and by Friday afternoon, I had 5 very capable interim CFOs available for me. So we were able to find a CFO within, I think, 2 weeks, which was excellent. And part of the longer-term CFO plan, we were able to work with our interim CFO, and being on the seat helped him recognise what the company was doing, what its challenges were, and what the size of the task ahead of him was. We went out for the CEO search, and we're fairly tight criteria. We needed people who've got the scars for working in a small cap AIM listed company, who've been there, done that. DRAX was able to find us very good candidates for the CEO position. And on top of that, DRAX offered their in-house tool to see how the team can blend. So we used that tool, expanded it across some of the new people we're bringing into the company and the existing people, and also the potential candidates who came forward as the CEO. By that time, DRAX provided us the interim CFO, which was good. We got very good candidates. Long list was good, but I would say the short list of 4 excellent candidates. Within a period of about 6 to 8 weeks, the interviewing process went well. We were able to engage with the top 2 candidates. The board interviewed them, I spent time with them, and then we did quite a thorough due diligence, and DRAX was very helpful on that front, making sure that the client side from our side were happy, but also the client, meaning the candidates, were happy, and that they really understood what they were letting themselves in for. I can't underestimate just what the challenge of a C-suite in an AIM-listed small-cap company is, with all the regulations, all the bureaucracy, but at the same time not having a lot of resources and needing to grow the company, and having a lot of retail shareholders who demand immediate results. DRAX was very positive and very supportive in all aspects of that. We got to a conclusion within about 4 months of starting the process, so actually having identified somebody and agreeing contract terms. I think one of the elements that DRAX brought to the table was the PACE technique, where you evaluate candidates, but you also look at the team as a whole. PACE offered that service to us as part of the recruitment for our CEO and CFO. And in the end, we found that was very good. We basically haven't hired people that look like us. We're a team, but we've all got strengths and we've all got areas where, let's say, less strengths rather than weaknesses, of course. PACE became quite an integral part, and what it did do is give us a lot of comfort that the team we put together, including a couple of hires that we brought in through our own personal networks, meant that we've created, certainly in the PACE evaluations, a high-performing team able to deliver growth and shareholder value. It was a good process with DRAX, and not that other C-suite recruitment firms wouldn't offer a sensible process. What we found was we got the personal touch. I clearly think that Alex was on top of every aspect of managing it, so it was a one-stop shop in that front. We got a new expert within the group, so there was a big resource base. Now, equivalent type of firms might have one or two people that have known and were well experienced and more versed in the energy world, but I found with DRAX that there was a depth that we wouldn't have seen with other teams. It was clear that they wanted our business, they understood our longer term plans and could see follow-on work. So we got what I would say for a small company, it was very good personal attention and a high level of support. They were also very flexible, I would say engaged with the candidates in the right atmosphere, provided the right infrastructure so that when we got to know the candidates, and we spent quite a bit of time getting to know them in detail, what we were able to do is, working with DRAX, we were able to spend special time working with the candidates, really getting to understand them, and for them, more importantly, to understand us. I have to say to several of the candidates, I asked them why they want to do this. You've stuck your fingers in the electric socket once, why do you want to do it again? And it was very transparent, very open, and with all the challenges, etc. And DRAX were very positive on supporting that. A good sign is that both of them are still on the seat, and they've both been there over 6 months. Since they've come in, we've announced 2 joint ventures, one in the hydrogen space in Morocco, natural hydrogen, one in the solar ventures in Morocco as well. There's a lot more coming, and I have to say that between Shafiq, our CEO, and Andy Matharu, our CFO, they're working well together and have definite plans to grow the company, stabilize the balance sheet, improve the balance sheet, but expand the business. So we'll be a transition energy company focused in Morocco at the moment, and that's going to stay. We'll be more transition energies, whether it's natural hydrogen, solar, electricity, as well as the hydrocarbon that we're going to be producing. But also we'll look at expansion in other parts of the world, and they bring new ideas, they bring new contacts, new networks, so that's all very positive. It makes my life a little bit easier as transition to be purely the non-executive chairman, and so yeah, so far so good.